When we began the TIPS program, it was truly a team effort. And our commissioner, May Carpenter, was at the helm.
The TIPS program brings seniors out of isolation, and they're here and they're meeting with each other. But then they're meeting with people that they've never met before. Even the person who's taken the vital statistics. I've always found them to be so kind.
It was about 2013 that Jean Coppola and I were at a grant makers session. And at that time, we really had planned to talk to particular grant makers about this idea that we had. We had an opportunity to talk to a program officer from the Harry and Jeanette Weinberg Foundation. And as we were talking to him, we noticed his eyes lit up.
The TIPS program began in 2013, and it was started by a friend and colleague of mine, a woman named Jean Coppola, who was a professor at Pace. And Jean was always a real strong believer in having students go out into the community to do things. And Jean also had a real soft spot, I guess you'd call it, in her heart for working with seniors. Jean was teaching a class in New York City, and she engaged her students in thinking about how they could provide some kind of healthcare benefits to seniors.
TIPS is a short for the Telehealth Intervention Programs for Seniors. Growing up, my brother Chris and I were always involved with technology and thinking that how this could go into the next level and be scalable into society. We always had that background of technology was out there to enable remote needs so people would not have to travel far to go get the same kind of care. He said, why can't this be something where this could focus on also the well people who are living independently, living an active life.
We started off with kind of a grand idea from May Carpenter. We developed what was a brand new model for providing services like this.
We got together, sat down in a room, and began talking about what we could develop. We came up with the Telehealth Intervention Programs for Seniors.
The TIPS program is a very simple program where we find locations where primarily seniors congregate when they take their readings, such as blood pressure, blood oxygen, and weight. That is able to be transmitted into the web portal where a telehealth nurse who's typically remote is able to review that data.
One of our awarenesses here at First Church is the fact that for our older adults, our senior community, they're going through a lot. And they're still trying to find purpose, they're struggling with the losses in their lives. One of the things that we found here at TIPS, even though they're coming for their vitals, they're getting a whole lot much more. They're finding community.
Before we had the TIPS telehealth program, we were guessing. However, when you include the TIPS telehealth program, where we're monitoring their blood pressure and their oxygen level and their weight, how many falls, how many hospitalizations, how many medication changes, when we have the statistics that we receive from the TIPS telehealth program, we can target what we need to present.
The changes I've seen in the participants since they have been involved in the program is that they are checking in on themselves. They're checking their own vitals when they're here. They're following up with their doctors.
We were very surprised to see not only the students but also the seniors have that intergenerational component between the two.
But their attitudes about aging and about older adults was significantly changed and improved with that contact. It is a great way to promote intergenerational understanding and activity.
The lady that does the TIPS with us, she is so nice to us. As far as friends, we are one big family. TIPS, it's worth being involved in that. It really is. And I'm glad I am.